Many years ago, the Lord appeared to me. He said, Philip Cephas, you belong to me. I belong to God. And from that very moment, I knew that I am not my own again. I'm not my property. I know you have your own life, I don't. Because Jesus appeared to me, he told me, you belong to me. And that time I thought I belonged to myself, because myself feel like drinking sometimes, so I drink. Myself feel like smoking sometimes, so I smoked. Myself feel like anything, so I do it. Anything myself feel like I do it. But when the Lord say you belong to me, so anytime I feel like something, I have to check and ask God for mercy. I get my point now. And after those moments of concentration, and I realized that you are separated to God for him to begin to teach and equip you. When a thing is consecrated, it means that it's sacred. It means that it is holy. It means that it is an allotment that is for the deity. It's an apportionment for the gods. When a thing is consecrated, it becomes a sacrifice. Romans 12 said that ye offer yourself as a living sacrifice. So that is consecration. I get to my point now. There is no minister that God will ever use that is not consecrated to him. A babalawo is consecrated to a deity. Every priest of any village is consecrated to that altar of that village. Is that true now? Apart from consecration, the next thing is separation. You must be called out from among people. All of us are connected to somebody else. I mean, you have sister, you have brother, you have friends, you have this, you have that. It's very beautiful. In fact, we even say blood is thicker than water. But when God wants to work with you, there are things he won't tell your friend, he won't tell your brother, he won't tell your sister. In fact, he will separate you from all of them. Let me tell you, in your days of following God, you are going to quarrel with all your friends. I mean all. Even that your best friend, you call best friend, you have issue with the person. You will separate. It's not because something is wrong with you or something is wrong with the person. It's because it's a season. I get to my point, where God have to separate you to himself. Because consecration is now that you belong to God. Now you are a living sacrifice unto God, which is good. But it's possible for all of us now to be a living sacrifice to God. But our process in God are different, right? And because our process in God are different, God has to separate us differently. Just like the way they used to do fractional distillation of petroleum, right? When they put heat, suddenly all of the carbon begin to separate according to different heat and whatever, and they go to different channels. When the process is activated, you and your friend together, speaking in tongues together, going to church together, going to prayer meeting together, catching the same seed, begin to have different kind of encounters, different kind of revelations, different kind of problem, different kind of worries. And before you know it, you just discover that guy, as if something is wrong with us being together. I now demand that God wants you to always be alone. And the friend like, why are you not talking to me? The person is calling, you are not picking. It's not because you don't want to pick, but you just feel as though you just don't need to pick this call now. The person say, okay, can we go out? Let's see this other of our other friend. That click thing, okay, let's gather together and pray together. Let's do this. It's not bad, but now God now wants you to be alone. And now you begin to stay alone most times. You're no longer with your friends all the time. You meet them once in a while and you leave them. Sometimes you are together with them and yet again you are missing being alone. It's a season of separation. These are the things that make great men. If you have never had a time when you are alone, even when you rise in the echelon of greatness, one day you will become lonely and you will remain alone. And in those days of your loneliness and being alone, you will become depressed and frustrated, although you are successful. When you miss the stage of separation, although you are consecrated to God, it is good. But you are going to come upon a time when people begin to betray you, people begin to do all kinds of things. You now feel that is something wrong with me. Many years ago, I learned, and the Lord told me, he said, if everybody leave you and you still have me, you have not lost anything. Because everything that brought people to me is still in me. If you invited me once and I come and preach, if you refuse to invite me again, it's not because you don't want to, it's because something is stopping you. But what makes you invite me is still in my head. If somebody come to you and say, I saw the grace of God upon your life, take 10 naira, the person may never give to you again. But whatsoever that provoked the person to do that is still on your head. So do not feel that just because that person has left, it means that it can't bring another thing. Because it is what God has put upon you that has produced that result. It will produce it again.